Morning. What's gonna be the title of today's class? I want to just like note it for my I have book notes or whatever it's called.
Oh, wow. Hey, wait, is this Danny?
Yeah.
Hi. Sorry, good morning. My bad. I was just quickly trying to get some attendance in. The title of today, well, that's interesting. I don't know if we necessarily have a title because we're going to be doing a group activity. Um, so let's see what I would call it. Okay, let's call it area under a curvy rate graph. Let's call it that should be good for our title today. Welcome everybody. All right. So in a bit, I'll like double check on who's here after we do our little check-in question. Um, all right, cool. So today is November 18. We're on Wednesday. Next week, y'all have the break, so that's gonna be nice. We're almost there, everybody. Just make sure you go out with a punch. Okay, as in doing your best is what I mean, not actually going out and punching people. Okay, so attendance check is what's a cute animal? And y'all can put anything. A lot of people think anything's cute. Lizards, whatever. Some people even think snakes are cute. Yeah. Chimpanzees actually I do think are cute. Elephants, yeah. Oh, red pandas, or I don't know if it's panada or if it's a panda. Okay. Yeah, pandas. Okay, thank you. I'm like more animals I don't know the name of because I looked up that water bear or something. That truly was, yeah, bears and cats, lemurs.
Oh no, did it disappoint you?
Yeah, that was scary. It did look like a big worm.
Yeah, it's not cute.
That was funny though. I'm like, I looked up some stuff about them, about how they got sent to space or something like that. That's cool.
Yeah, the only reason I know about him is because they could like last through like a lot of punishment.
Right. I like what Gabriel said, that weirdly drawn dog that looks deformed looks cute. It looks like muscular or something. Narwhals, dogs, none, ferrets, foxes. Yeah, foxes are super cute actually. All right, let me see. I tried my best to get everybody that you know, answered in on the check-in question, but apologize if I missed someone, but let's see. All right, let me go ahead and repeat who I don't have here. And then we'll go from there. Okay, so here's who I don't have. I don't have Jalen, Jasmine Beltran, Denise Gerardo, Miles Ford, Jirel, Alexander Risha, and Ryan. So that's who I'm missing. If you're friends with them, if you could send them a text. We actually right now just have Alexander, but the rest of them, if you could please send a text. Let me update my attendance. Welcome, welcome. I'm gonna go ahead and hit submit, of course, if anyone comes on in. I'll update the attendance. All right, so that was cool. This has the most variety of people thinking different animals being cute. So human babies or big dogs, seal, I guess, pangolins. I don't know what that is. I'm gonna look that up. Pangolins. Yeah, this thing reminds me of an anteater. It looks cute actually, even though it's scaly. I don't know if y'all could see my screen, but yeah, that's cute. Pangolin looks scaly and it looks like a rock. Cool. Thank you. I'm learning about new animals every single day with this class. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for checking in. And let's go ahead and jump into our agenda. I did send a remind text to be prepared for some group work. We are going to be doing some group work. And we're also going to be revising Async 10. So I did send you all an email. I hope y'all are checking your emails. Like each time I'm missing an assignment, I do send an email because I definitely want you to get it in. So make sure y'all get your stuff in because it's going to be very beneficial to you so that you're not lost in the class. I want everybody to have access. And of course, I'm super happy of the people coming into office hours, getting support. I really love helping people. But all right, y'all. So let me fix this. Okay, so we just had our attendance and check-in. We're going to be talking about estimating the area under a curvy rate graph. That's going to be a group Desmos, which I've posted already on Google Classroom. So again, we're going to be placed in the same groups as before, as the start of this module. So whoever was the screen sharer is best. Like if you want to switch, you could switch, or you all can keep whoever you decided the same. After that activity, we're going to move on to revising and fixing async number 10. And don't worry, like if you did not like do async number 10, because there's going to be a way for you to still get credit anywhere. So we'll see about number 3. And asynchronous number 11 is due tomorrow, but we're going to actually start it today. I actually want people to open up the document and get started on it today. I'm hoping to improve our asynchronous submissions through that way. Okay, so 10 was a bit confusing. Yes, I turned it in late. Is that okay? That's fine as long as you turned it in right after I sent my little mail. Hold on. All right, cool. Let's go ahead and move on, yeah. So this was it. This is our agenda. And let me just remind you, this you should already have in your notes. I did collect notes the other day and I still have to enter the grades for that. So I'm hoping y'all submitted your notes for that. But just as a reminder, remember we did this Desmos activity and we have these ginormous big ideas that we're gonna continue to revisit. It's also, again, gonna show up in our next mini final. The total area under a rate graph, like if you were to shade this, find the area, you get the accumulated unit. And the accumulated unit could be anything. We also have rate times time equals accumulated unit. That's because it's like base times height of a rectangle. That's the same thing. And we also talked about how the slope of this thing gives you the rate. So that's just a little bit of a review of what we did before. Hold on a second, everyone.
Are we taking notes today?
Today we're not taking so heavy notes. That's correct. We're gonna be
Okay.
doing activities. Yeah. All right. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. So that was a review from last time. And this is today. So if you want to, you can go ahead and write this down, but this is what we're going to investigate in Desmos. We're not necessarily going to do heavy on notes. This is an essential question for you to think about. And it's this: I can investigate, because that's what we're going to be doing today, just investigating how to approximate area under a function and interpret the meaning. So again, we're still going to build off our big ideas, but now we're going to approximate, and you're going to see why we're going to need to approximate today. Okay. So let me just leave this here for those who'd like to, get this down as a question to just guide you for today's lesson, just for a few seconds, and then we'll start with what we're doing. Okay. So let's jump into this. So yesterday or the other day, I forget. Yeah, Monday, we were talking about rate and accumulation, right? If you remember, the rate graph looked like a straight line, right? It was a nice straight line, and you could easily find the area under that straight line because it was a rectangle. But what if you have a curvy rate graph? Then what do we do? What do we do? How do we find the area of a curvy rate graph? Take this, for example. Let's try to read this first. I'll read this together with you. And also, you might want to draw this in a piece of paper because in your groups, you're going to try to figure this out, but maybe you want to figure it out on your own as well before you hit your group. Up to you, but let me read this up. So, right here, the following graph models a person called Bristol's heart rate. Heart rate. So, I'm just going to circle that. Heart rate, that means we're looking at a rate graph. And it's beats per minute. And here's the rate, beats per minute. So that lets me know that this right here is a rate graph. And remember, according to our big ideas, the area under a rate graph gives me accumulated unit. That's from our big ideas. But the problem here, it's curvy. And during the last 10 minutes of yoga class, so I see 10 minutes right here on the x-axis. Okay, cool. This represents minutes. And Bristol's resting heart rate is 70 beats per minute, which makes sense because it looks like Bristol was first resting, did some vigorous exercise that increased her heart rate, his or her heart rate. Then it kind of reached a peak right here, like it reached the maximum beats per minute around 120 beats per minute. Then maybe Bristol either stopped or started cooling down with some like light yoga or something. And ultimately, her heart rate returned to the resting heart rate, which was 70 beats per minute. So that's what's happening in this graph. And that was throughout her 10 minutes being in yoga class. So cool. We have this rate graph, but now it's curvy. So questions to think about is, what does the area under this particular curvy rate graph represent? We have beats per minute and we have minutes here. Think about what the y-axis is labeled as and what the x-axis is labeled as. And next question, which you'll be doing in your groups, how do we approximate the area? So just think about this for a bit. I'll also give you time to sketch this down if you'd like to think about and sketch it in your paper. Let me leave this here. I'll leave this for like 35 seconds or so, and then we'll move on because we're going to continue to work on this, but with our groups. Yeah, that's a good one. So Danny says he'll just screenshot. There's actually a lot of you who, when you submitted your notes, are doing the screenshot version. And what you do is you just do little bullet points right under. That's totally fine. And that's probably the way you're going to be taking notes when you hit college. Because, when you write so much, it hurts your hand. And it's nicer to just like get in the habit of typing out your notes. And if you could take screenshots, then take screenshots for sure. All right, cool. So I hope y'all at least got to think about this graph here and think about these questions I presented you before we move on. Because again, we're gonna work with this in our groups. Here we go. So group opener, estimating the area under the curve. So I don't know if you thought about this or not, but we can actually create geometric shapes under a curvy rate graph, like triangles, squares, rectangles, trapezoids, to make an estimate of the area under the curvy rate graph. So what I'm asking is for an estimate. I'm not asking for perfect area under curve. We can make an estimate. So let me just go back to this. So what I mean by making shapes, geometric shapes, is, I don't know, let me think of, I don't think a trapezoid would go nice here. Let me just try to make a big old, like right here. Let me do this. Oops. That was not good. Let me use a straight line tool. Let's say I drew like a rectangle right here. If I'm able to find the area of that rectangle, then I'm kind of partially there. I just need to like maybe now make a triangle right here. Find the area of that triangle. Like, no, it's not going to be perfect because I'm still missing some area, but hey, it's going to be okay, like, because we can make an estimate. So notice how I could draw shapes, geometric shapes under the curve and make an estimate of the area. And that's what you're going to be doing in your groups. And I've seen different variety of ways that people are tackling this on. And some of you are like getting more precise. Some of you are going to get less precise. The less shapes you use, less precise you get. So that's what I mean about creating geometric shapes under the curve to make an estimate. All right. That's what I mean for the first one. Second bullet. I do want you to annotate and color code the graph. I want to see like what are the different shapes you're using and how did you all calculate the area of those shapes to then therefore determine the total area under the graph. And as a group, you're going to be asked to decide and think about, well, what in the world does the area under this curvy rate graph represent? And this is not going to be uploaded. It's going to be a group Desmos. I actually switched it. The Padlet was way too confusing, so I made this a Desmos, just to clarify that. So it's going to be a group Desmos, and it's more easier that way, so in the Desmos. Lastly, let me also clarify that when I'm saying area under curve, I'm talking about this. Also, I want to make sure I clarify that. Area under this curve, let me shade it. So it's right below the curve, and then it stops here. So I'm going to go straight down. The area under the curve means you always stop at the x-axis, and I'm just going to shade this whole area. So this yellow part that I'm shading right here is the area you're going to try to estimate with your groups. And we're going to be in our Desmos for about like, I don't know, 10 to 15 minutes. Whoops. You know what I mean. So this whole yellow shaded area. I went a little bit past the x-axis, but it shouldn't have gone past. So yeah, this part is what you're going to estimate, and you're going to be using some geometric shapes. And don't worry, because I also in the Desmos I put in reminders of what are the formulas for different geometric shape area that y'all can decide on. Let me know, does anyone have any questions about just this part in particular, or any other questions before I create the groups? Y'all jump into Desmos and get started on this. All right, so if there's no questions, again, you're going to be put into the same groups as last time. And the link to join the Desmos is on Google Classroom. And so whoever was like the last person screen sharing, you could be the same person, or if you're tired of doing that with your group, just decide on a new person. All right, y'all. If there's no questions, I'm going to go ahead and start creating the breakout groups. Give me a second. I did not have a music in mind right now, but I mean, I could try. Like some of my students recommended lofi music. Maybe I could play some of that as I'm doing this. It's a new type of music I just learned about. It's like a mix of jazz, hip hop. All right, let me make the groups, y'all. Give me a sec. Should be open now. Go ahead and click join your group, y'all. No, yeah, no. Join your groups, join your groups. Remember to go to Google Classroom for the Desmos link. CJ, do you see an invite? Miles, wait, is this Miles Green? Because I think you're in the wrong class if this is Miles Green. Miles. Hey, Rob, so do you have a preference of which group you'd like to go to?
Yeah, give me a. I'm trying to track down Jyrell. I want to get him.
Yeah, I haven't in the past. Yeah, I think 2 classes.
I didn't get an invite.
Oh, so wait, is this Miles Green or Miles Ford?
No, the cool one.
Which one's the cool one?
Oh, Ford.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I thought you were Miles Green and I thought you were in the wrong class. Usually it's just like Miles Ford after your name, so that's why I got confused. My bad.
You're fine.
Yeah, I don't know your groups, but if you're okay with it, would you mind making me a co-host? Because then I can, once I go into a group, I can actually jump around the other groups.
Yeah, one sec. Let's see.
Daddy, who's the host?
Miss Sedano is the host, buddy. Miss Sedano, are you holding your bunny right now, Miss Sedano?
No, I'm not, unfortunately.
She's not holding her bunny, buddy. There's a picture that comes up.
What's a bunny?
Like a rabbit, not a real rabbit.
Let's see. So we have.
So
it's a Bumby.
It looks like you put me in breakout room 7. I can just start there and just.
Don't go there. That actually did not have everyone. There's one with Gabe and Zion. There are only 2. I don't know if that's okay or.
That's not. Yeah, that sounds good. And then yeah, I just want to observe. I'm trying to get students into my office hours to go over some of this work. That worked really well, module 2. So I'm gonna keep doing that. But I just want to catch up.
Let me jump into the rooms. I think they're asking for help. I'll be.
Yeah. I'm in room 6. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Hi. Sorry. What's up, y'all?
It's not letting us. It's not letting me in.
Screen share.
It's not letting me or AJ.
Okay, try it now. See if it works. Let me be back quickly.
Oh my God.
Daniel, calm down. Daniel, calm
What
down.
is going on? Look, wait for it to zoom in. You see it?
Bye.
Let me calm down. We're in class.
Daddy. Okay, anyway.
Oh my God. Oh my God, I'm gonna have a heart attack. Oh no.
Uh-oh.
All right.
What do I do?
Hi, y'all. I was just
Hi.
making sure y'all can screen share.
Yeah, I'm doing it.
By the way, if y'all are all cool about keeping the same roles, you can go ahead and keep the same roles and just quickly move on. Up to y'all, unless somebody really doesn't like the role they have. I'm gonna go ahead and check in on other groups. I'll be back.
Bye, Sedano.
Bye. Sam, I can't believe this actually happened.
Hi, everybody. I think, yeah, there we go. I gave screen sharing access. I'm just gonna jump room to room, making sure that I'm giving access, and then I'll be back. Y'all can keep the same roles as last time? Okay, perfect. Oh, it did work. Okay. Y'all can keep the same roles as last time if it makes things move smoother, or y'all can redecide. It's on the Desmos. Just go to Google Classroom and there's the Desmos, whoever's gonna be the screen share here. Awesome. Thank you for the thumbs up there, Tori.
Oh no, I'm trying to see. I'm looking at the Desmos, the
I don't even know. Do I press? Oh, Miles is in here. Where's Miles?
Mm.
Hey, y'all, let me go ahead and put you in your groups. Sorry, let me do that. So Kyla, you're in group 3. There we go. And then Gerardo, where are you at? Oh, group 7. I'm here, how to help. No problem. I'll go ahead and update the attendance, and we're doing a group thing, so let me move you into your group. You should get an invite. There we go. Let me update the attendance.
She's probably like resting, right? Resting. No,
Yeah.
like right now she's probably like just, just like, and this is, I don't know. And then she begins to do yoga right here, so her heart rate goes up. And then she's resting again. But I don't know. I don't know.
Let me see the shape thing again.
What? The shade thing? I don't know. This?
What is that for?
I don't know. That was from the page, from this page. From this one, look. For other areas with geometric shapes, feel free to use.
Oh yeah, so just to clarify, we're trying to estimate the area under the curvy rate graph by using geometric shapes. That's what you're trying to do, and that's why there's the area formulas.
Oh.
Yeah, so you're gonna just, as a group, just decide how you're gonna try to kind of draw geometric shapes to fit under that curve.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'll be back. Hello, somebody asked for some help here.
Yes, we don't know what we're like doing. So we have to find a shape and
do we find like a shape, pick it, and then like solve it? Like I'm really lost.
Yeah, so let's go to the next one, the next slide for me.
This one?
Yeah, so you're trying to estimate the area under this curve by drawing different, or it could be just one, geometric shapes. Like you're gonna try to fit rectangles, triangles, any shape that your group decides to draw under this, try to estimate the area.
Do we have to use the math of the shape to find the area, or?
So the math of the shape is basically the formulas for the area. So if you're gonna draw rectangles under this one, then you're gonna be using base times height. If you're gonna be using triangles, you have to do 1/2 base times height, and that's how you calculate the area under the curve. So first, just take it step by step. As a group, try to decide how to fit in some shapes under this graph, like to the best that y'all can. Then you could go back and try to figure out the area. So just take it step by step.
Okay.
Okay, let me be back. Oh, hey Gerardo, wait, are you by yourself?
Yeah. I think Brandon lagged out. I don't know about Sincere because I don't know him really.
All right, I'm gonna move you to breakout room 6. Rob's okay. Hey Jyrell, I was in group right now, so sorry. I just came over here and was able to see that y'all are trying to join. So let me go ahead and put you in your group. So Jyrell, you're with group 5. So let me go ahead and move you there. All right, you should see an invite. And then Brandon, were you in a group right now?
No, it's cause what's called they can like the thing kicked me out right now because like when I joined like a while because shut up, cause what's called the people like that fixed like stuff in the house I came and I had to turn off all the power and then they went to go fix my stove and change the outlets. I had to explain like the thing that was wrong with the stove.
Okay, so
And then they just
originally,
turned it back.
okay, so you're with group 7, but group 7 I moved because we were missing too many. So I'm gonna move you with Gerardo, and he's in group 6.
All right.
All right, let me move you.
I think it'll be 10.
What if it's just like 10 and then how tall is 10 and 50? Because it's like 70 to 120.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, cause it has
It'd
to
be
be
like
10.
50 times 10 divided by 2 or something like that.
I guess. So I'm gonna do 50 times 10 and the little next.
I don't know.
Yeah. Cause I feel like the base.
2,000.
Oh.
Egg hunting? I feel like I could egg hunt now, especially.
Hi, how's this group doing, y'all?
Not good. We're all on our phone, so it's hard to screen share.
Really?
And then,
oh my
yeah,
god.
but I'm trying to go on my other phone so I can screen share because if I try to check the chat, I have to stop screen recording and then check it and then start again. So, yeah.
Okay. Okay, so no one's able to screen share in this group. Okay. Does anyone have it open? Let me go to the desk. Did anyone log into it from this group already?
Yeah.
Who's that? Who has logged in?
Tori.
Tori. Okay. Let me see if I can take a look at this. Yeah, it's kind of hard to do it when y'all can't really see what's going on. All right, so I mean, I'm gonna have everyone else on here for like 5 more or a few more minutes. So I'm gonna just stay here for the next 5 minutes so that I can get you all started at least on this. So I'm gonna go ahead and screen share my screen and we're gonna go look at, I'm gonna click on Tori. Oops, student. Sorry, summary. Click right here. Okay, so here's the roles. Let's just go ahead and move on from that. Right here, it's just area formulas. I'm not exactly sure if we're gonna hit this yet. The goal is you're gonna try to, this is just different area formulas. Like for example, the area of a rectangle, base times height, square, base times height. If you have a triangle, that's base times height divided by 2, so forth, right? I don't know if we'll have time because we just have, now we have only 4 minutes. So we're gonna hit the next one right here. So this is, so hopefully you're on this screen, Tori. So as a group, y'all wanna decide how do you wanna try to draw shapes under this curve so that they kind of fit nicely. Like what kind of shapes should we use? And then Tori, are you able to draw on this as I'm screen sharing and like so I could see it? Like if we try it. Or you're on your phone and it's, oh, okay, you're able to. Okay. You can go ahead and erase or undo it. Perfect. So anyone in this group have any ideas? What shape should we try? Let's see in the chat. 2 triangles, 1 big rectangle. All right, do you think you could do 1 giant big rectangle, Tori? And then 2 triangles is what was mentioned. And maybe more specific, Marcia. Oh, okay. I think Tori, you're doing it.
Yeah, like at the bottom is 1 big rectangle. I don't know about the triangle part now that I'm looking at it.
That's okay. Go ahead and draw that big old rectangle for us. I see 1, like I see the red line down. Perfect. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly where the 2 rectangles would be. Maybe Marcella, if you could give us some more like description on where to place those.
I was gonna say cut that big shape in half, make it like to 2 triangles, but
I think I see it. You're talking about that big like hill-like thingy, like cut
yeah.
it in half. I
Hmm.
wonder if you get that. I mean, I wonder if you're able to try that out, Tori.
But I'm not sure if it'll give us like triangles or not.
So I think, yeah, so let me draw it out. Like, I don't know if that made sense to you, but I think this is what Marcella meant. Oh my gosh, it's crooked. But like something like this, is that what you meant?
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that. I did it very crooked, but to draw it in Tori would be great. So I think that's what was meant. Just like slice 2 giant. Yeah. That's a good way to make an estimate, to be honest. That's pretty good. Okay. So now, hey, does anyone know at least how you would estimate the area of that rectangle, that big old one? I mean, all we need is base times height. What's the base length of the big old rectangle?
10.
And what's the height?
70.
So 10 times 70, that's what? Yeah, perfect. So we have the area of this, and then we would just need to kind of make an estimate for the triangles. You guys can put down 700 right there in the box. That's fine. And then you guys could, if you want, just make some quick estimates. Like, okay, if that big part is 700, then each triangle is like, I don't know, maybe, y'all can just make an estimate. You don't have to actually do the direct calculation for now.
5 or 400 maybe.
Okay, if your group is cool with that, yeah, 5 or 400. I think that's good. All right, I'm gonna assume bring groups back, so that's okay. So it's okay if y'all had technical difficulties. So don't worry, you'll still be getting your full credit. Make sure everyone's name is on this though. So if Tori, if you could go, where it says the group names, just make sure everyone's name that's in the group is on there so that everyone could get their credit. I'm gonna go ahead and start bringing everyone back, all right? All right, y'all. I'm gonna have to stop sharing, so let me close all rooms. Hello, just bringing everybody back. Hi, hope y'all had some fun. We're gonna quickly take a look at this and then we're gonna jump into fixing up our work from async 10. So this is where everybody was at. Gonna anonymize it. All right, we have 13 people. I'm gonna wait on a few more. Ooh, look at this variety. Look at that. Very cool, very cool. Hi, oh, I think we have everyone now. Welcome back, everybody. So first off, I just want to show you the amazing variety in your thinking. Look at this variety. It's awesome. So I saw, wow, look at these two groups. They had a similar thing going on. Isn't that interesting? They tried to kind of fit some geometric shapes in there. It's okay if you didn't get to finish. Please make sure everyone's name, though, is on your thing so I could give you credit. So it's okay. I did want you to at least try this out. This group kind of got in, fit in some good shapes and did some estimations there. I know there was another group. I don't know where's their thing showing up, but this one's very similar where they drew like a big giant old rectangle there at the bottom, and then there's a giant triangle at top. That's cool. And then this one had it like this. So take a look at the different ways y'all are coming up with your estimations. All right, so now after you made your estimations, and it's okay if you didn't hit there, I just want you to see the variety. Let's check out groups who did actually get to the point where they estimated, they made some estimation, added up the shape of the areas. But number 6 is the part that I'm more interested in, which is what does the area under this curve actually represent? So we have a heart rate curve, right? And we want to know what in the world does that area represent? So we have this group, Terrence's group says it represents total beats. This other group, Lewis's group, also is saying heartbeats for the 10 minutes, heartbeats, change in heartbeats. So I'll say this, for the 4 groups that got there, you all are correct. And the reason you're correct is because it ties into our big idea. If you do beats per minute, that's your rate. Beats per min times your total time, which was 10 minutes, but I'm not going to do the 10 minutes. I'm just doing the rate times time right now to show you what you get. When you multiply this out, and we talked about this, the unit that cancels out is minutes. So the area under this here graph represents the total beats. So that's correct, the total heartbeats. So that's the reasoning why. And again, that connects to our big ideas because rate times time equals accumulated unit. Sorry if I'm missing stuff in the chat. I see some stuff on there. Yeah. How do you change the names? These are people in this class, random names. Oh, yeah, I randomize it. So as you can see right here, if I click unanonymize, it would show you all your names. But if I click anonymize, you won't see it. So for example, here, see everybody's name, but I'm going to anonymize it like that. All right, so that was what the area under this curvy rate graph represents. And take a look, there's a variety of ways to make those estimations. After our, actually tomorrow, we're gonna talk about the formal way to actually make the estimation. Just so you know, that's just gonna build up where we're going. Now, we're gonna go ahead and transition from the Desmos activity. Again, it's okay if you didn't get to finish, don't worry. We're going to have time to, we're going to have time to talk about the big ideas anyway. For me, what was more important is just getting you in there, getting you all talking about it. All right, so let's move on to the next portion of our class, which is similarities and differences participation activity. After we do this activity, what I'd like you to do is to start editing the work you did for 10. Don't worry if you didn't do asynchronous number 10, because don't worry, you're still going to be able to participate, and this will be for a grade. This one, you definitely want to put your name there. This was what asynchronous number 10 was all about, first off. So let me let you read it. I'm also going to read it, but it's strongly related to what we're doing in class. So it says Christoph worked at McDonald's for $8 an hour. And that, yes, that's a horrible rate, especially in the Bay Area, of course. You definitely need more money than that. Let's just imagine it's in another state or something. And that's Christoph's pay rate. And one night he worked for 5 hours. The job was you were supposed to sketch a graph. And in particular, this is a rate graph because this is pay rate. We're talking about rate. And then you're going to be asked to do other things like draw some rectangles under the curve. And then you were asked to figure out what the area under this pay rate graph represented. So that was the breakdown of this assignment. And let me go ahead and give you the participation thing that we're going to do right now. So what I did is I took student sample works for those of you who did this activity. You go ahead and take this and paste it in the chat. And again, very similar to how we participated on these Google Docs before, you're going to open it. You're either going to put your name or your initial. And you're going to put down your thoughts or ideas. And if you're clueless, like, oh, I'm stuck, you could just go ahead and put a notice or wonder. That's totally fine. So here's the 2 student samples. Sample 1 is up here. Here's their graph. Here's their part B, and this is what they answered. And this is another student sample. So what you're going to be doing is answering these questions. What are the similarities and differences between these 2 different responses? And how do these sample responses influence what you're thinking about this question? So notice this is accessible to anybody, whether you did asynchronous number 10 or not. You could still be able to look at this, do a similarities and differences, maybe think about how does this influence what you thought about this problem. You're going to go down here to put down your thoughts. So as you can see, we have already some star students putting down their thoughts with their full name or their initials. Again, I'll still give credit because I could see everyone's initials. All right, so right now we have 10 people on the document. We need 23 people. So we got 12 now, 13. Gotta make sure we're all on there. We got 15, awesome. Let's put our thoughts down. We need 8 more people. 8 more people. If your name is up here, awesome. You're on the document, you're participating. I'm on there, so okay. So actually, so this is, okay, we now have 15. I was counting Rob. Okay. Now we have 16, because if we exclude Rob, so let's get on there. I'm gonna follow up with those who aren't on the document yet, so I could ask you to please contribute. Let's see who's not on there. All right, we have 18 now. Okay, if you can't find your computer at the moment, go ahead and private message me the similarities and differences. That's okay. You could send me a private message right now on what you think is similar and different between sample 1 work right here and sample 2 work. All right, we have 18 total people, and we're missing about like 3 to 4 more. Well, actually like 3 more, because one of you let me know you could send it to me privately. Go ahead and take a few minutes to put down your thoughts on what's similar, what's different, and how this is maybe influencing your thinking for this particular problem. Thank you for those who sent me a private message. If you're not able to type in the doc, thank you. Great, so I'm just missing a few of you who aren't on this document. You want to get on the document. Thank you, good. I'm getting like three responses here, so thank you for messaging on here. And I'll take a look at some responses in a sec. All right, we already got some great ideas coming about. Again, make sure you either put your name or initial. For those who private message me, you're cool. I'm gonna take a picture to make sure I give you all credit for this. Make sure I don't forget. And let's take a look at some similarities and differences that y'all are noticing. Both of them are using graphs to represent their thinking. The y-axis is scaled differently. I agree with that first response, because this one is scaled like smaller. This one goes up to 40. This one goes up to like only 14. I agree. It says one has a rare graph while the other has two. I don't know the name, the growing graph. So I think maybe like one has a rate graph and the other has like an increasing growing graph. Yeah, I get what you mean. They both end up with the same answer as what was noticed here. They are different because sample 2 uses accumulation and sample 2 uses a rate graph. Wow, I love this right here. I'm going to highlight that. I want y'all to pay attention to that. So in this problem, we were asked to graph a rate graph. So be careful. And this right here, I highlighted that so that y'all can be careful about that. That's true. All right. Let's see what else we see. And I'm also going to highlight the fact that, yeah, the y-axis was scaled differently. Yes. Sorry if the highlight is bothering you. Or it's still writing. All right. All right, and I'm seeing a lot of like notices on the different way each graph is growing. And I also have some private ones here too. Ooh, I like that. So on the private message, one is using rate, one is using accumulation. I like that they both have the same variables. They both have graphs, yes. So that totally can push everyone to add some graphs into your answers. So it says in sample 2, you can see the rate of change is 8. So that second sample, that was a line going up. Yeah, sample 2 is explaining it more. Yup, I'm gonna highlight this. First one is a rate, the second one is accumulation. And remember, if you look back to the problem, we're being asked to graph the pay rate graph. I like that. It's like they're the same, but they're kind of like they correspond to each other is what this answer says. One is the rate, one is accumulation. So they are related. But the first example gives a less than adequate explanation to the second. All right, y'all. Take your time to look through these. I wish I could like look more deeply because I definitely want to highlight more answers. But for the moment, that was all I could do. So I'm not going to say who's right. I want you all to think about it. Who's right? Whose graph is more accurate when we're talking about graphing rate graphs? Think about what we did when we did our lesson. And basically, when you go onto Google Classroom, and sorry, when you go to Google Classroom, asynchronous number 11 is going to be you redoing async number 10 based on what we discussed, and also making connections with big ideas. So if you take a look at async 11, and if you're asked to open it, it's called async 11 revisions. You're going to be using the activity, and I linked it there, and you're going to redo your async number 10. And for those of you who are like, oh, I'm already right, well, I'm going to ask you to improve your answer by making connections to the big ideas. And if you scroll down, you're going to actually see it's the same old problem, but now you all got to see different samples of work. So now this is a revision style problem. Let me know if anyone has any questions about that. No problem with the grammar mistakes. And then Brenda says the first sample is correct. Let's see, yeah. And then for those of you who think you already got it right the first time, my ask is that you revise your work, but by making connections to the big ideas, like what big idea you're using, why. But yeah, so that's for async number 11. All right, I also got a separate response that says the first sample because it's talking about rate instead of talking about growth. All right, y'all, so let me just go back to our work that y'all just did again. Make sure you think about this when you revise your work. And if you didn't do it again, don't worry. You could still do this assignment because what you could do is revise one of these samples. You could choose one of these and start revisions on that one. But yeah, other than that, y'all, thank you so much. Let's just call this our checkout, everybody. So thank you so much for your thoughts on this. I hope you all have a great day, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Tomorrow, we're almost there, y'all. Break's coming up. All right, bye, y'all.
Bye. Take care.
Love you too. Take care,
All right, then.
y'all. Bye. Bye, CJ. Bye. And then Jalen, so you weren't able to come on in until now? Oh. I could go ahead and send you the recording though.
All right.
All right, I'll send you the recording, but I'll update your attendance. Thank you. All right. Bye, y'all. Let me know if anyone has any questions.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye.